I got this as a sample. Fiery pink pepper. Molten brown. I like molten brown. I like the way it smells. I like the way it is. What products are you aligning to right now on how you feel? Whenever we are doing anything in our life, it's based on the choices, the frequency, the shades of colors on how we make choices. Products out there, stores out there like this, like Molten Brown or like Egmont. I like this type of honey. You ever had this Manuka honey? I get this and it's very, 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 very good. Hello. But what products do you like? Because everything that you choose is based on who you are, how you feel, your emotions, the technicalities on where you're going to become. So, all of those things make a lot more detail into the companies that are out there. Because the more that we can understand where we're shopping, makes us understand the level of understanding that we are on. That part right there is all marketing and advertising. Boom. It's a big deal. Okay. So, whenever we look at Target, whenever we look at the products that are inside the stores that are in those places, it's based on what we're looking at. Do you always stare down so you kind of look at the products that are at the bottom of everything? Or do you kind of look up and see what's on the top shelf? The thing is whenever we look up, something happens to our spinal cord in that region that gets us into those levels of understanding on how we can buy more stuff in that way. Do you understand what I just said? Everything that we're able to understand gets us into the higher levels of state so we can match everything within that same frequency. So everything that we buy, everything that we own is at that same type of level that we see. Not like that unless you're down there insanely for real. But exactly where you are, you see a lot of things. How I dress, how I do anything is based upon how I am in a frequency, vibrational type of sense of way. Whenever you meditate, whenever you pray, whenever you do any of that stuff, are you allowing it to open you up in a way that you can understand more colors and gain into insights from where you're going to go next? I struggle with a few areas inside of who I am. So I'm starting to understand how it needs to be a little bit more better in my own life, in my own self, in my own body, in my own shade of color that I need to be more vibrant with. Those areas inside of my physical body need to be cleaned out in a physical way. So I need to take that understanding whenever it comes into my knowing, whenever it comes into my frequency, whenever it comes into my body through my crown and through everything else that's outside of my crown first, because it hits other things first before it gets to your crown. Understand what that means, okay? So, whenever we go to Applebee's, whenever we go to different places that we want to eat at, it's based on that level of what we need to get away from, maybe, or raise up into if you're at that lower level of understanding. Whenever I look at Applebee's is right here. I don't like to eat Applebee's. I don't eat anything at that place. What I will go and do is I will go and have a beer because that's all Applebee's does at that place. The food isn't as quality as it should have been. It's same thing with a lot of those vibrational areas of life. If you go to Target, if you go to Walmart, if you go to all those other places you shop at, there are products that align with that level of understanding. It may be good for this region to heal, but it may not be good in all the areas of your life. So, where you are is where you shop at. Where you are is how you understand your leadership role in life. And usually, with a leadership role comes more money. Do you understand how that works now? Who we are as an individual usually will rise up and start to talk about certain details. When that starts to happen, you start to talk about. And the more you talk about seems to align with some type of thing that is really vital and key into a lot of people's lives. And that's what creates who you want to become. Usually, there's more things that happen when that level opens up. Boom, the door opens up and it slams and you don't even realize the line that is waiting right there, that's just waiting for you to open up because that's what it's all about. Sorry, I had to take a moment and say hi to who you were. I apologize. Whenever I get to start talking about some details, I have to just keep moving forward and keep moving forward and keep moving forward, and God aligns me and says, wait a second, pay attention. So I'm sorry, I had to wait until God said paid attention. So I appreciate who you are. You're talking to me, and I appreciate the way you are. I love the way you think and the way you can be. So I want to pay attention to how that means for me. I love the way we can understand every other aspect of life. Spirituality is not just going to church or temple, it's all the choices that align into everything else that you do. If you can rise up past the understanding of certain places, you can look around, and the question is, are you who you associate yourself with? That is like no different. Do you know what I mean? We'll see you next time. Come back, okay? I appreciate you stopping by. But the more you can look at the restaurants and the people that are around you, maybe look at how you're doing everything. I don't want to say anything bad about those places. I've been to all those places. I go to those places sometimes. Restaurants, I'm starting to take away from my life completely. I'm starting to understand a lot of the places that are around. I don't like to eat at, not one moment, and I don't want to ever go back to. Ever. And I don't want to. There's certain things that you do and want to be about. And then the moment you start to understand and reflect on what that means, you immediately start to understand that that is not who you are. It's not who you want to become. But sometimes it takes an act of God to just be like, I'm going to put you in that situation. I'm going to tell you afterwards that all of these things are not the right way, but watch. I'm going to protect you while you're doing it. Nothing will come wrong with you. You won't get hurt, but you will get hurt in other ways that I allow to happen for and to and whatever goes on in your soul. Because our soul yearning is a vital key to where we move. I have this yearning for people that want to be at peace with their choices, be at peace with where they go in life. I like that a lot. It's important to who I am. Just is. The stores that we go to and the places that we understand have a very significant impact with a level of understanding that you are. Everything is placed for certain purposes. Do you know what that means? Do you want to be more involved? So I want to talk about the royal family. So, how do you feel about England? Are you seeing what that is? To understand and to fulfill something inside of myself would be like going to exactly the palace and asking everyone, what are you wanting to know? What are you wanting to feel like? People that are in leadership roles do things and make choices in certain places. But who got them into those leadership roles is the question. Who placed people in the leadership roles that you see around? What would you, how would you be if you saw someone that you knew hold their hands up high for God? Hold on, but wait. It was after they just murdered someone. No, wait. It was after they just molested people. But wait. It was after they did anything at the highest caliber that you would want somebody to be destroyed at. How would you be? How would you feel? Go through that and understand what you would look like, because you, at this time in our, I don't know, it's supposed to be a time of understanding. People that are coming out and being honest with the things that they have been, so they can keep moving forward with the ways that they are now, so they don't die or whatever else that's going on. Some people don't know how to be forgiving themselves for a lot of things. But how do we allow someone to forgive themselves whenever we act so hateful to the people that are wanting to be forgiven and for real? Are we allowed to judge people? Can I say, hey, that person is this and this person is that? Can I do that? Am I able to do that? If that's a possibility, I mean, dang, that's what courts do, huh? I guess, but that's not the, is it the right thing? I don't know, man. Could be. How do you feel about it? You know? Does somebody have the right to be forgiven for real? And to walk and be okay? For always? Can you? What if it was the worst thing that you've ever known to happen and for someone to do? Can they be forgiven? So I want to ask people those questions because I want to tell you for real what can be done. And I don't want to be messed up, and I don't want to be like, judge me as you will, I guess, or don't judge me as you want. I don't know. But the way it could be is we all say everybody understands their own life, right? What happens with their own life will be what God makes it to become. And how we live on our own will be however we make it to be from that moment. And that is all. Have you done things in the past and then went back to it and then moved forward way ahead but went back to it? And then God said, wait a second, and that's gone. But have you ever seen that before? And then all you see is everything like this. And then you have a new, whatever that was, it's right here. It's not the same thing, but it's different, it's better, it's more increased, it's more available to how your life can get you into heaven for real. I cut this right here, and I didn't know why, but I cut this right here, and I'm still at the process of understanding that that is okay. It's crazy. But whenever that is that, and that is like that, to do this is like very almost impossible to understand that it's okay. That it's like, I don't want to be a fake growth person. I want to be a real growth individual. I don't want something that is right there, but I can't have it not be real. If you set things and want to increase to certain levels of your day, of your moment, of your existence, or whatever it could be, make it the right thing, and the right thing. I like coffee. Coffee's my man, my person, my girl, my everyone. I don't know what God did to me, but one day he was just like, I think I'm gonna make you coffee. And God made me coffee, and I was like, I thank God for every moment my coffee is. How we interact with people shows everybody who we are. How we act while we're out. Did you know you have angels all the time watching you every moment of your day? It's how aware of it we are that makes a difference. I had no idea to the extent of how I understand it now. Like I knew, okay, guardian places and angels and things, okay, whatever. But today I looked at my photos of whenever I was a kid growing up and different things, and I was like, oh my God, my angel was right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. I can feel like this. I don't know how to explain it, but my scene is emotion to where I can point. I can almost see it like that, but it's not the same. If you understand what I'm saying, I don't want to sound hokey pokey. It's whatever. But if you understand, it just is. So it's whatever. I like to talk about certain things that I'm not going to be judged on about later. So I like everything to make sense to people whenever I'm discussing it. It helps everyone understand that it's okay, but not everybody is as involved into things as I am, and I'm completely aware of that. So if, you know, if something comes out and you're not okay with it, maybe ask someone or do some research on your own. Don't judge anybody for anything that they say on this channel. It's just not like that here. We can't be. But if you do, cheers. How's your day? How do you feel? Are you racing every moment? Race, 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 race. Run, 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 run. And God is like, hold on, stop, 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 stop. Do you like healthy things? You know what this means? Do you pray? Do you meditate? Do you sit there with your eyes open or closed talking to God? I'm going to pray. For right now, this is how I'm doing it. How do you work with your nervous system? Whenever you hit different places in yourself, how do you feel? Your body needs to go through the whole process of understanding it through the entire system of it, look every moment into your system, your nervous system. The more you understand, the more you do it, the more you can do it. It makes sense. Not vodka. It's water. Now, how often do you just take 15 minutes to do that? Because that's just 15 minutes for a moment to spend with God, your nervous system, your body, your breathing, your stretching, everything that you need to accomplish in that moment, however you need it to be, is the right thing. 15 minutes, that's it. And then I need a lot of water. I have bottles and bottles and bottles I keep with me all the time. And I drink water like that. That's how. That's the way it is. That's the way it runs. That's the way. 15 minutes. That's all you need to do. 15 minutes to spend time with God. Stretch out your body, breathe, and allow something to occur so magical in a moment that it could change your life. Tell me about something that you want to know. And what I'll do is I'll pick up any book, anywhere, and I'll show you where it's at. Sometimes we do things and we don't realize what it is. Sometimes, whenever we are in the middle of trying to accomplish something, we kind of mess things up as we go. It's a fact. I did. I try to get into myself a lot earlier in my life than I wanted to be. And it was very important on the things that went on. I have a man. I'm a dad. I have a dude. He's not so like this no more. He's, you know, like that. But as you're trying to accomplish things, sometimes we knock something over. Sometimes we do that, this and the other thing, but it's okay. we can always go back and just be like, you know what? Okay, I get it. And you know what? I won't be like that ever a moment again. I won't. But it doesn't matter what other people are seeing. What matters is how you feel during the whole point of it all, to be honest, to be real, you know? If you messed up in the past or done something wrong to someone else, it doesn't matter if they forgive you. It's nice and important to settle a lot of things like that, right? But what matters most is how you feel. You can't allow things to bind you and to trap you in the hell that you're in. Don't be. I like brown. You know why? It's not one of my favorite colors, but it is a very high qualified place in my life, and I love to be in that way. Brown brings me power, truth, reality, and I love it. I don't know how to talk about some shades other than this is who you are, this is what you can be, and I want to be more all the time. I talk about colors and the shades of a lot of things because whenever you walk through the stores or you go and see anything, if you walk outside, you see banners, you see places, you see everyone. We have shades of a spectrum inside of us all, do we not? Whenever I show you this, whenever I show you this, what does that mean to you? How does it make you live in another way? Everything that I say, you can either go here or you can go there. With whatever it is, this is like this for you. Be like this. The colors of everything that we know impacts our life dramatically in the choices that we make every moment that we are alive. The colors, what do they mean to you? Whenever we see, I see nothing to hide. I see honey. I see protecting. I see bee as in pollination of everything that you're knowing. I see brown. I see pink. I see citronella. I see capital. I see 52. What do you see? What is being highlighted? Highlighted. Highlighted. Highlight. Highlighted. In everything that you know, in everything that you see. Because it's going to mean something for real whenever you get to that moment and understanding and wanting to know. That's how God is talking to everyone. I see quality. I see a different way. No more plastic bottles. How about that? I see another way. How do you feel whenever you see anything that you know? Judgment. So he ran. Don't run whenever you're going to be judged at all. Sometimes it's hard to make sense of a lot of things, but whenever you have God inside telling you where to go, what to do, and how to be, sometimes one thing may look like one thing, but it turns into the best quality of your life. Don't run away from whatever you're doing. Just be okay with how you feel. Sometimes you're placed in circumstances to be in that emotion, and it's really hard to understand. I don't like to be hurt. I hate being hurt, but sometimes I have to walk on hard things to make my feet feel the rocks underneath the sharpness of what it could feel like in a real way. My nervous system is starting to feel it. I get it. Just relax within it. Just like that. Everything is another place. Every second, every moment of every day. What do you know? I see giants, but I also see ants. You know, the funny thing is the word giant has ant within it. David. It's okay, baby. It's okay. No worries. Everything's a theater, it seems like, right? Theater? I see that, but I also see Mason. Mm. And that's it.